Yeah, baby. Woo! Welcome back to Thanks for Your Concern. You're here with Ella.
I'm Bernice. Hi, Ella.
Woo! Hey, girl, hey!
Should we be real? Should we tell the tea? So the tea, what had happened is that we recorded an entire episode, such a funsies, and didn't press record.
So we're just gonna do it again, baby! It's gonna be as hot. It's gonna be as fresh.
It's gonna be even better, you know?
It's gonna be better.
It's gonna be better.
A little update. I just got over the sickness.
Could have been COVID, baby not.
Could have been COVID.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I went because I was a little rave slave. I went to 2 raves last weekend.
Yeah.
And it did me in. I wasn't ready. The immune system wasn't ready.
No, there's grimy, disgusting places out there. Your immune system really gets a kick in their step, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, okay? Now you can do it again,
you betcha.
And you might not get sick, or you might contract another illness, but also will make you stronger.
I will say, so I went to Chase and Status, and then I went to see my friend spin. Jackson, his DJ name is Percussive.
Percussive. We'll add it on.
We'll add it, and he does events with Wave Collective, which is like him and DJs, and they actually have a VJ. I wish I knew their name off the top of my head, but they had like really cool graphics. That was really cool, and I haven't seen someone live VJ. They're usually, a VJ is a visual disc jockey. That person's usually like, you don't see them usually when you're at a big show. They're usually like in the, you know, when there's like a center brick with all the controls.
Yeah.
With that, and those are the people, they sit there and they do the visuals back there. But this person was like up front for this event, so that was kind of cool. Anyways, I feel like this is kind of related to what we talked to today, but I saw a very high up person in my company at this EDM concert, and I was like, you know what? This is why you gotta always be the image of how you want to be perceived in the world, baby, because you never know who you're gonna run into. And back in my rave slave days, when I fucking have 2 nipples out and, you know, on all kinds of things, that would have been a bad time to see someone higher up in my company. So I'm happy that I'm living within my values. Okay,
you're clothed up. You know, something to say about that. Sometimes, you know, you can see a nipple or two in some of my photos. I think like there was, maybe I saw this in a poster or whatever, but Ms. Riri recently was like, oh, you could not catch me showing my nipples again. Like, I have children. And I think there's something so beautiful about being the age that you're at and like being able to do what you want. You know what I mean? So like if you feel comfortable doing something at a certain age, you should like send it, because probably in a few more years you won't feel comfortable doing that anymore. And you should really live your moment, you know?
Oh my God, yes. If you feel like you should have your nipples out, have your nipples out.
Have your nipples
There's gonna be a day
you won't
when you don't feel like it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, baby girl, what's up with you?
Aging gracefully, slowly, but like mindfully, as one does. Basically, my frontal lobe is fully developed at this point. God bless. However, summer comes around. I get a little, I don't know. Like I want to go outside. I want to have fun. I went on a bit of a bender for the month, maybe for 2 months. Who really knows? And you know, last Sunday I was like, you know, I think I done it. I'm good. I'm finished.
You did the did.
I did the did. I ran around. I really ran around. So yeah, I'm tired. I re-downloaded Fortnite. It happens twice a year. That's how I know I'm headed to greatness. Actually, is when I don't talk to anybody, like phone dry. Re-download Fortnite, and I'm on top of my work. Like right now, I'm a team favorite at my job. That is rare. Okay, that is rare. That's what you really know. I got it together. And I'm like, wow, like things are calm. Things are good. So I'm getting it together. I also realized how old I was because one of my friends had a set, and I haven't been making it to the techno shows. There's many reasons why, but specifically because like these sets are like 4 a.m, 6 a.m. Like I just can't function like that anymore. And his set was at 8 a.m. Okay. So I was like, easy. I can actually get up and go. This is close to my house, whatever. Perfect. I was like, where is it? So it's 8 a.m, mind you. Thank God the sun is out. And it's basically like behind the subway station, like in behind more train tracks and like under these tunnels. And as I am walking there, I'm like passing some people that I guess maybe were like leading you to the event, but they were just asking too many questions. I thought I was being harassed. Like I thought I was gonna be snatched, okay? And then I walk, you basically have to cut in through this fence to get like to the back of the train tracks. And the first person I see, a homeless man greets me. Now, this is no discrimination based at all on the fact that he was homeless. I just knew he lived there, and it felt improper that I was A, in his home, and two, that he was like, you were here for the party? The party's right over there. And I was just like, I don't know if I'm actually here for that party. I actually don't know if I need to
Yeah.
be here right now. It was kind of giving sketchy because it was like all men, and it was just I just couldn't see other people. I could hear the music, I could hear the techno, but I couldn't see other people. So I was like, immediately, like, danger seeped in through my body, and that's when I knew I was old, because 20-year-old Bernice, partying on their bridges, running around, no care in the world. Like, sense of danger, out the fucking window. Risk factor, nothing, okay? 27-year-old Bernice, I was like, maybe this is where I turn around and run for my life. But whatever, like, the set was cool. The set was nice. And, I was there to see my friends. So, of course, I take out my phone to take a little video, like, I'm, like, proud mom out there being like, yeah, like, slay. And I posted. I thought it was a wholesome video of me taking videos of my friend doing really well at 8 in the morning. But mind you, later, due to further inspection, I see two people doing poppers in the background.
Nothing ruins a wholesome video more than someone doing poppers in the background. I hate when that happens to me.
Yeah. And I have like people for work on my social media, so I've really been like trying to like still be funny and like, keep the brand going of like the going out or whatever, but like I don't need that on my things. And today, we're talking about digital footprint. So like that goes along right with it.
Okay, perfect, baby. Digital footprint. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Thanks for your concern.
Okay, what's crazy about a digital footprint is that like I had no idea what a digital footprint was until kind of recently. Like we did not grow up with this idea of a digital footprint.
No, like we were born at the really sweet spot of technology booming. I think it's actually the most beautiful time because we remember everything, okay? From putting little Disney discs into the computer so we can play our games with like two different like keyboard settings and that's it, to like MySpace. MySpace was a banger. Still to this day, I think MySpace is probably like the best social media that was ever invented. It was juicy, it was spicy, there was drama in there. You could talk to celebrities.
Oh my gosh. So I was just reminiscing. I used to talk to Tila Tequila, and at the time I was like 50-50 if I was actually talking to Tila Tequila or a assistant. But like looking back, I think I was talking to Tila Tequila for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she can shed some light on this. Now, oh my god, I don't even want to get into that, but where she's at now, her digital footprint, not good.
Not good.
But back in the day, she was cool. I loved MySpace because you could have a playlist and then you could design your fucking page. My page was like black with like pink skulls and sparkles. I was like really trying to be alternative and emo at the time. I loved that shit.
I was right there with you. There's something very wholesome about it. I really hope one day it makes a comeback. The top 8 was spicy because you could be the pettiest version of yourself. I don't like you. You're out of my top 8. Like, we don't get that sort of power anymore. You know what I mean? That sort of public, like, revenge identity of cutting ties with somebody. So, a Scorpio, put that in there.
Yeah, and then it was like major T. It was like, oh my god, did you hear?
She's
like,
out of her
I don't
top
know.
8.
Wait, I don't went down, but like she got out of her top 8. They're like they were mutual number ones, and now they're not in either one of their top 8. I don't know what happened. There's a falling out.
And
It was drama.
there was drama. The photos on there pixelated, and honestly, something about that was so wholesome because it could be you, could not be you. The low quality resolution really was MySpace's top factor. The fact that like it was a nightmare getting that shit on there.
Yep. You basically, so like, for people who are listening who might be younger than us, you would have like a Nokia phone, a brick phone. It had the digital. I honestly don't even think an iPhone, you couldn't even this type of quality nowadays. It was so fucking blurry. And you would have to take a picture, like, so you take your little mirror selfie and then you would text it to MySpace, but not all of us had that fucking texting capability. So sometimes we had to wait till free texting hour. Did you have free texting hour? It was like free to text from like 5 to 8 on T-Mobile or some shit, and that was the only time you're allowed to text.
Yeah, and then my parents were
Holy
like,
shit.
no calling or texting after 9.
Yeah. And they locked your shit down. Yeah, that was crazy. So that was fucking crazy. But like nowadays, dude, I follow a girl. She's about 8 years old and she's a fucking skincare influencer, dude. And she's funny as shit. It's crazy. I cannot believe that.
It is crazy, but like I'm glad that we were not on the TikTok era. Like truthfully, we were, and the fact that like we were around that like pre iPhone 11, right? So all videos of us in college, in high school, middle school, it is giving that low quality resolution, and you could be anybody in those, and there's something to be really grateful for about that because Ella and I were just like, right now, Bama Rush and all the rushes are like high on TikTok. There's so much college content, and I feel like pressure to have an image in college that would have really been bad for the brand.
Oh yeah, because like if I feel like I would have been pushed to be like a day in my life as a college influencer. Like it would just have been too much, and like we would have had to pump out like 50, we would have had quotas. I just know these hoes would have made us have quotas on the amount of content we would have to
Our
make
sorority sisters.
Yeah. Get ready for me, a day in my life living in a sorority. Yeah! And they would have made us do it. Also, me and Berenice were like designated dancers and choreographers because we had a little bit of movement background. I'll call it that. And I just know they would have had us choreographing, dude, for free. But
like the thing is, was Ella was decent. Okay, we were both cheerleaders in high school. Ella was a cheerleader due to talent and like poise and like, you know, like a good cheerleader. I was there for vibes. I truly don't know how I made it on the cheer team repeatedly. Don't know how I stayed on the cheer team because Bernice was tipsy turn Sally at all of those assemblies, and I would forget choreographies halfway through. But as always, I'd fake it till I make it. So I'd be like, "Oh, let's go!" Yeah. So during college, you know, Ella would come up with the choreography, and I'd be like, "All right, ladies, get in those windows."
oh my god, we had a ball. So the couple of choreography, I will say I did win us a fucking whatever Greek week. I won us a goddamn Greek week with some choreography. I put my full fucking pussy into that choreography. I put my whole soul, my body, everything I had into it. And we came out with a victory. So, you know, snaps to that. But another dance we did that Berenice reminded me of, and I literally like I almost don't want to talk about it because I don't want to remember, but it was a crazy good time. I competed for who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. I competed and we had to do a choreographed dance. Me and Berenice said, you know what? We want the vibes turned up. Let's commit to the bit. So whatever we're gonna do, let's do it to it. And so we were like, okay, for this dance, this is gonna be in front of literally hundreds of people. Let's go raunchy comedy. Let's go raunchy sexy. Let's go all the fucking way. And so we do cherry pie. There was whipped cream, there was cherries, but it was crazy.
So essentially, there was like 16 actual like sort of like beats of movement, and then the rest was just kind of like freestyle mayhem and destruction. And at one point in the break of the song, because it was a serenade, right? So we changed the lyrics to match like cherry pie, the fraternity name at the time. I don't want to disclose because ew. But at the time, because what you have to know is in our sorority, you could either go like really cute or you could go like buck wild. Like those were the two vibes of competition, right? So you were either going to be the most turnt or like the most poised. Now, personally, we were not the most poised group out of the bunch. So it made sense to lean into the crazy. It made sense to fully dive in. And at the break of the song, we had like one of our sorority sisters just fully like on two knees twerking out there. And then you know, you get the vibes that you get. So it's like our homies wanted to do this choreography with us. Now if you knew us in college, we were not well in the head. So all these girls that were also like ready to commit to the bit during our break grab whipped cream, and we went to find like basically all the judges of this fraternity and like open their shirts, put like whipped cream on them, grab cherries like you know the ones that are meant for desserts with our bare hands, with our grimy little dirty hands to feed them. We won. So I'll say that.
Baby, we won.
We won, but I am glad that there's no proof of that on the internet. I know there's a video out there, but again, low quality, resolution, no noticeable tattoos. Could be anybody.
Could be anybody, baby. Thank God.
Yeah. Exactly.
Speaking of could be anybody, things that couldn't be anybody is Twitter. Twitter,
yeah.
when you have your face and your name, baby, that's all you. That's you.
Yeah, that one's a pickle, right? Because a lot of people haven't practiced mindfulness or self-awareness. And I have to say, like, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect human. I just tweet my silly little things. I used to get turned biscuit, and after my third Bush Light, the Twitter would come out. Just automatic.
I will say, some of them were like based. I think is what the kids call it. Some based tweets. Like I read one of yours that was like basically about you like broke down why the wall was a terrible idea from a policy perspective, but I could tell you were just a little lit just at the beginning of a Friday night. I could tell. And I was like, wow, she's making great points. But I feel like if she had tweeted this about 4 hours later, we wouldn't have gotten it. So I feel like at least you were still, we already are in a good place. So Lydia's was in a good place too.
Oh, 100%. And they were mostly positive. I will say anything slightly negative, undecipherable. Like, God knows what the hell I was trying to say. Because I typed so many typos, like, fully sober, that imagine me, like, 3 drinks in. You cannot, grammar out the window. Spelling, what language? You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, I had 3 alphabets on my phone. I had Japanese, Spanish, and English. Yeah. So, good luck. Good luck deciphering what's going on there.
She's a scholar. She's got 3 fucking... Literally... a fucking genius out here. She's got 3 keyboards she can use, but when she's drunk, she can't use a single one of them.
All of them at the same time.
Literally, all of them, all 3 switching between. Because you just, like, I get it. You're trying to put an emoji, it switches to Japanese, and then it's like, we're lost,
done.
you know?
Done after that.
We're done. I did want to say, I reviewed some of our tweets, because I was like, we know what happened this past week. You know, people's Twitters, every time people get canceled for their Twitters, because they don't go, because I will say this, if you think you might have some problematic shit, you might just want to go back and erase that shit if that doesn't resonate with who you are now as a person, okay? That's just a little bit, maybe a little tip. But I was like, let me go back, see what's on Twitter. A lot of my tweets are where I put my jokes before I became a stand-up comedian.
Testing out the material.
Testing out the material before I had material. This one, I'm going to invent Yelp for human beings so that I can leave scathing reviews for assholes that do me hella dirty. I like that idea.
I like that.
Can y'all write on my tombstone, she died how she lived for the drama. Oh, this one's a funny one too. Okay. 3 people this week have mentioned how thin I've been looking. This diet called poverty must be working.
Oh
hard eyes. 10 out of 10 recommend. Those are my most controversial.
Well, okay, so the thing is, like, you have to place yourself in our position. Some people are like, oh my God, I was like a bigot growing up. We were like poor and brown and like mentally unwell in a college campus.
Yeah.
Like,
and like, I was like, thank God I never wanted to go into like some type of like a pilot or like or an astronaut where they like question you about your mental health, because I was very open about
The
things
struggle.
I say, yeah, the things I say to my therapist, depression, anxiety. I like would tweet like, dude, I'm so close to the edge. If one more person says something to me, it's fucking over. I was very dramatic, but I thought that was really funny. And then the one tweet that Berenice tweeted that I literally was just dying was she was like, I miss Farmville for real today. And like, it was just this post of her farm from Facebook. And for those of you that don't know, Farmville was like a really popular, like in Facebook game where you just like had a farm. It was what it was. And I totally forgot about Farmville.
Listen, Farmville's lit, okay? Simpler times, I'm telling you. That is the age that we all became dependent on the internet. Why? Because Farmville, you had crops. You can't neglect your crops. Like, that's messed up. And the thing is, like, other people can see your farm. So how embarrassing is it that your crops are all dead and other people's farms are thriving? There was also Club Penguin, and you had pets. I didn't have pets in real life, so like that was my pet. That was my real life child.
Club Penguin and Neopets. And then that's another thing about digital footprints was like Club Penguin and Neopets, like you couldn't even like send bad words. Like you couldn't even have hot takes if you wanted to on those platforms, you know? Like we
That's
were
true.
like now fucking social media is like you could say whatever you want. We're barely gonna monitor you. Not on Neopets. You could not send I couldn't post bigoted shit to my wall in Neopets, I'll tell you what.
It was just for hee hee ha ha's, as the internet should be. You know what I mean? I think that when when posting on the internet, you just got to be like a little bit mindful. You also have to realize that like the internet is like fake. Like people post what they want you to see at the time that they want you to see it, right? So we can't go off what people are posting because right now we're in the age of the internet where everything's like based on capitalism. So honestly, all I personally see people's social medias is like, oh, that's their personal brand. So like you know what I mean? Like we think we know people, but like you really don't know people. And also if you're posting and you're not thinking about it, like the things that you posted a really long time ago, I gained consciousness of the things that I was posting when I was probably like 15 years old, and I went back to the things that I posted in middle school and the start of high school, and I was like, oof, that's not cool. Let me delete that right now. And I was what, like 17 years old. So you know what I mean? Just like, be smart. Be kind.
Honestly, the things I'm most embarrassed about posting were like thirsty, like celebrity thirst tweets. Those are the ones I'm like, oh my god, I cannot believe I was thirsting over Nick Jonas this hard. Like anything Nick Jonas posted, hard eyes, hard eyes, hard eyes.
You know, I may have to go back because I had a huge crush on like Chris Brown when I was like 11 years old. I mean,
Dang.
I have to go delete that off the face of the fucking earth. I don't know if there's evidence of that. Hopefully not. You know, and now that you bring that up, there's like one time I aggressively slid into like this DJ I found on TikToks in Instagram, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I met him in real life, like I saw him in real life, and I was like, I don't even remember this man's name. I can't go unsend it. Like that's out
Dang.
there in the
Well, I will say that's what when I think about digital footprint, the things I'm most worried about are not things that I have posted. It is the videos where I am in the background, out in the ether. You know, the
yeah,
shit that
neither.
people only bring up when you become famous. You know what I'm saying? Me right now,
Nobody cares.
no one cares.
No one cares.
But I try to run for president. I become famous.
If I become irrelevant and you guys see a video of me and my friend Paulina, I'm dying to find a video of us in a college bathroom, like at 19 years old, because I just know I met her prior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'll request.
In another life.
In another life. 100%. So, you know, with the whole being mindful when you post and stuff like that, I've been seeing when you post, the thing is like everything and reaction consequences, whatever. Recently, I had a tough conversation with one of the people I really care about. Just the things that they were posting on the internet were like a little baity, where they were trying to spark conversation, but it was triggering for certain communities. And for me, that just kind of like sucks as a representation of anyone that I care about. And the way that I kind of explained it to them was when I was in college, the year was 2016. Mr. Trump was getting elected. I grew up undocumented. I had DACA. It really stressed me out because it just put me in a very vulnerable position. It put people that I really cared about in a very vulnerable position. And we went to a predominantly white university in the Buffett middle of nowhere. So there were a lot of Trump supporters. There were a lot of frat boys that were Trump supporters who used to say and post really dumb things, okay? And things that were really just like inconsiderate, mainly as like them being like a white male, where like a lot of the policies and things that like Trump coming into presidency wouldn't necessarily affect them or their quality of life like all that much, put anything of their life in jeopardy, but it did put a lot of factors of my identity in jeopardy. And I was already broke, hungry, stressed, about school, about everything else that has to do with just like being a college student and having the identity that I did and having like those extra comments and things where people are not necessarily like thinking twice about them was just like extra upsetting because I'm already at the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? So I would just say like that as like a no of when you're putting something into the universe, you're affecting somebody else, and like how you phrase it and how you go about it is like so important. I think like it's fair to want to have conversations and forums, and you should find people who are open to have those conversations, but purposely like triggering communities in order to have those conversations just makes you a dick.
I agree, and something that I think about is that, like, I remember seeing tweets or seeing posts on Facebook that made me feel like really unsafe with someone that I knew, because it's like, and I don't know that they necessarily knew what they were posting applied to me, right? Like, I don't think when they were posting it, they were thinking, oh, I hope Ella sees this. I hope this is uncomfortable. Or I'm thinking about Ella when I'm posting this because they don't know that, like, I had this identity or that was something that was like, yeah, I guess didn't have that identity. And it made me feel really unsafe because it's like, okay, well, and people could say, like, oh, you should just cut that person out of your life. Well, I was in a position where I could not cut this person out of my life because we shared college classes together. There was only 2 bars in the city, and things like that. And I even remember a similar situation, but someone was like, posted something, and I was like, dude, like, that really made me feel uncomfortable. And they were like, oh, why did it make you feel uncomfortable? I'm like, well, it's about me. And they're like, well, no, 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 it's not about you. Like, it's about like, like, I don't mean you. Like, you're different. And I'm like, no, 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 I'm not though. Like, if you're talking about this whole community, I'm a part of that community. You're talking, and you don't know just like who's gonna see it and how it's gonna affect them. So unless you like really like with your full chest are willing to spread hate to strangers, or just think about how you're posting, and it's like, overall, is this intended to uplift and make people feel good, or is this trying to shit on people and make people feel bad? It's like, what type of vibe and energy do you want to be putting out into the world? You want to be shitting on people that you don't even know and making their lives worse, or do you want to be uplifting people? If you want to be shitting on people and you want other people to feel bad, then you should probably look at yourself.
It's time for some self-reflection. Look
Yeah,
within.
look within, because that's, baby, we live in a society. We all have to live together, bro.
Yeah.
Peace, love, unity, respect. It always
Mhm.
comes back.
Peace, love, unity, and respect. Yeah, and I think like we're all grown and we can always go back and like clean our shit up, think before we post, and or don't like out yourself as a weirdo. That works too because it's the way that now we're holding each other accountable. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. You probably should have cleaned that up before. Be smarter. Be kinder. Oh wait, I will say if you have any weird videos of me from college, delete them.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Before I get enough money from my lawyers to go after you. No, just
No,
joking.
there's actually, I thought about it. I was like, could there be anything crazy out there? There really isn't. There was like the caffeine pill era, and then that's it. Like, there's everything else is like hee hee ha ha wholesome, like running around.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of kissing of people that I couldn't even tell you their names anymore, probably living out there. I'm a little
I
bit
do have a
worried.
couple of those. I'll delete them
Yeah.
now. I'll delete those for you.
Oh, thanks, babes. I mean, keep them. I trust you, but Also, do you remember the cages in our college bar? Some videos of me in cages
Yeah.
that I probably don't want hanging around. Honestly, I feel like cages and an all ages drink at an all ages bar, just a recipe for disaster.
As long as I don't run for office, I think I'm clear. Like, I think I'm good. I don't want to deal with that smoke. AOC gets like
Oh my
dances
god, I
one time in
know.
college, and it's like a big deal. Everybody is all high and mighty, like they've never been on Hinge before, like they've never had one margarita.
I know that's the part that really gets me. It's like, come on, you've never had fun before.
She's not allowed to have, she's not allowed to have fun.
Yeah, it's like she's not allowed to be a bartender. Like that bars you from having any job ever. Like, come on, you can't dance on a table.
One time,
Can't. Come on,
not even
it's
one time.
America.
There's like videos of me at like our bootleg Coyote Ugly in Seattle, like trying to dangle from the things and getting like physically removed because it was unsafe. And I was like, I did gymnastics growing up, and they're like, we do not care.
Oh yeah, I think there's a funny video of me getting fucking thrusted off of the front of a fucking cow because I was like, I can do it with one hand, and then just immediately face gets flown like 6 feet into a fucking retainer wall, dude. Holy shit.
Digital footprints.
Digital footprints, baby. Thank you guys so much for listening. We've had a ball recording this episode. Make sure that you subscribe, you rate, you tell a friend, and you follow us on social media. You can find us at Thanks Number 4 You're Concerned. I'm at Ella Tutor.
I'm at Bernice Diaz M.